All right, I want to welcome everyone to our live Saturday morning presentation. I did go in and mute everyone, so if you do have a question as we go through the presentation, you'll have to unmute yourself, as well as we'll have time for questions at the end. As you can see by my screen, we want to talk about what's called the 10-10 Club. It really is your system to build your synergy business, and we want to spend time today to help you understand why it should be your system. What can it do for you to create both cash flow to grow your synergy business, as well as to create residual income that can lead to financial independence? Now, it's not on this presentation. As I was reviewing it this morning, I wrote down on a piece of paper that I have in front of me the following statement. Building a successful business doesn't happen overnight. It happens over time. And that's really important because most people who come into network marketing and decide that they want to pursue, network marketing as a business opportunity, typically have never run a business in their life. Most people work for someone else. And when you work for someone else, you're typically told what to do, and then you go and do it. And the better you do it, the more opportunity that you have to move up in that organization or to move to a better job because people recognize your talents. But when you move to another job or move up the chain of command, so to speak, again, you are basically given responsibility and told to carry out that responsibility. So people basically tell you what to do, and then you perform your work. When you own your own business, there's no one to tell you what to do. And in this type of business of network marketing, you don't have any employees. If I have other people who join me as distributors, they're not my employees. I have no leverage over them in terms of their job, their wages, benefits, anything like that. All I can do is show them a roadmap towards success and give them my help in being able to do that. But it requires self-discipline. And so often we want things to happen fast, and we don't understand, especially in business, they happen over time. And it's the execution of a plan over time that provides you with success. And so I want to help you understand the component parts of the 10-10 Club and why this can become your roadmap or your system for building your synergy business. Now, there's a couple things that we've tried to provide you. I'm going to switch over to my other browser window. On our web page that we've created for our Synergy organization, we call ourselves our Synergy family, but this page is open to anyone in Synergy worldwide, whether you're in my organization or not. And one of the things that when you come onto this page, it's a very simple URL, oursynergyfamily.com, you'll notice that we have icons here. We have an icon for your Synergy funnel. Basically, you need to build a funnel where you put potential contacts as customers into to move them down through that funnel so that they become actual customers that buy Synergy products. And then you'll have another part of your funnel where you have potential distributors that begin to enter your funnel, and then you need to move them down through your funnel. But the 10-10 Club is so important that we have an icon for that if you click on it, it takes you to a dedicated page that helps you to understand how to build cash flow and residual income. This 10-10 Club is going to give you a systematic approach to building your synergy business, and it's designed to create cash flow to be able to operate your synergy business and residual income that can provide financial freedom over time. And so this page has got different segments to it. And one of the things that we have here is what we call the mind map. If you click on that mind map, this will help you to be able to see how this 10-10 Club operates. You have the first 10, which is 10 loyal customers, and you have the second 10 of the 10-10 Club, which is 10 committed business builders. We're going to go into this in more depth and detail, but this is something that you can print off, and then you can have it on your refrigerator, or you can have it on your wall of your office, or you can have it somewhere where you can see it all the time so that you can understand how you need to be working towards getting your 10 loyal customers and working towards getting your 10 committed business builders. They both have an important factor in making your synergy business successful. Again, customers create cash flow. I'm going to show you what that looks like in just a little bit. Committed business builders, who are also then applying the 10-10 club, will create residual income. We're going to show you what that looks like and what the potential of that looks like in today's presentation. Now, going back to my other browser window, this is so important that in the funnel, if you go to the section of building your synergy funnel, the third part of the funnel, the top part is where you put everyone in, where you're trying to create awareness or attract people to you. And then you're for the ones that are potential customers where you've created awareness, then you've got to get them to consider in their minds why the synergy products would be best for them so that you can get them to become clients where they're buying products from you. With regards to the other right-hand side of the funnel, you need to attract people who are interested in a home-based business, especially one that's in the area of health. One of the marketing tools and techniques that I use is I use the Million Lives Project. In fact, I just was talking to a doctor yesterday on Zoom who is interested, became attracted to the Million Lives Project, became attracted to our mission, became interested in nitric oxide therapy and what it could potentially do. And so we had a really nice conversation yesterday. And he's in the process of now ordering product. He's already placed his order. He wants to see how the products do for him personally. And if it does for him what he's hoping it will do, then he'll have the confidence level to share that with other people. I completely respect that process that he needs to go through. And then if he decides to come into Synergy Worldwide, I need to engage him, show him proper sponsoring and placement techniques, help him to plug into the Saturday trainings, and if he can't make the Saturday trainings, how to get onto the email list that I have for MailChimp so that on Tuesdays he can get the recordings of the Saturday presentation. We're recording today's presentation. It'll go up on our YouTube channel for our Synergy family. It'll go out in Tuesday's newsletter so that people who are not on today's presentation can see the information. But you can see the 10-10 Club is an integral part of the funnel of building your synergy business. So let's understand the 10-10 Club. I've already shown you the mind map, so let's get into some detail. So the first 10 of the 10-10 Club is to build 10 loyal customers, or what I call 10 monthly customer orders. So 10 monthly customer orders will look a little differently depending upon what marketing strategy that you're using. If you're using nitric oxide therapy, and I've got a bunch of people who are customers buying the Jumbo Jar Plus One, well, if I have just 10 customers, I'm not going to have 10 monthly orders because they're not going to use a Jumbo Jar Plus One in 1 month's time. Even if it's a husband-wife, they'll most likely use that every 2 months. If it's an individual, they'll use it every 3 to 4 months, sometimes every 6 months. So I need to make sure that I continue to do my marketing strategy to the point where I have 10 monthly customer orders. And if my average order is 150 CV, then that creates 1,500 CV. Now we're here in North America, and up in Canada, the threshold where you begin to earn elite rebates, which is a 25% commission on the CV volume of your Tracking Center 1, is 100 CV. But here in the United States, it's 150. So the example that I'm giving you, we're going to talk about the United States. So if I've got 10 monthly orders, customer orders, and each order averages 150 CV, I've created 1,500 CV on my Tracking Center 1 because all customers of mine are tied to my Tracking Center 1. They get their own synergy number so that they can order on their own. But when they order, they are tied to my synergy number, so their volume goes on my tracking center one. If you subtract the 150 threshold, that leaves me with 1,350 CV. Elite rebate is a 25% commission of that volume, so I earned $337.50 in monthly elite rebates. And if I consistently do that over a 12-month period, that's a little over $4,000 of cash flow that component of the synergy compensation plan added to my synergy business. That gives me cash flow to run my synergy business. Because if you are in business for yourself, cash is king. You need cash flow to be able to operate. Why is the PPP program that the federal government put out in the CARES Act important? Is because it's giving business owners cash flow to be able to pay their employees over an 8-week period. Cash flow is always key to the success of any business. And so we need to help people understand that when they come into the synergy business, the easiest way for them to create cash flow is to be able to begin to create customers. The other thing that you need to understand is that when you start marketing, whether it be nitric oxide therapy, whether it be natural energy sources, whether it be or deriving your energy through natural sources, whether it be weight management, whether it be resetting your gut health, whether it be boosting your immune system, whatever your marketing tool or aspect is, you're going to find that more people want to be happy product users, customers, than they want to be as distributors. So don't try and make them become distributors. If they want to be just a happy product user, celebrate that. Work with them, because anything that they order, their order CV volume is going to go on your tracking center one. And the other thing is, if a person's not really wanting to do the business, why would you ever want to sign them up as a distributor so you can make a short-term profit of maybe $25 as a fast start bonus, when you could most likely make that money off of their initial order as a customer through a 25% elite rebate? And then depending upon where you place them in your organization, if they're on your weak leg, the most that you might earn off of them is a 7% to 8% return. Well, if they're not actually doing the business, is all they're doing is getting products monthly or every couple months for their own personal needs, why would you want to reduce the potential of 25% down to a potential of, at best, 8%? And if they're on your strong leg and you're not at the 6,000 CV level on your weak leg, then you don't get paid anything. Leadership bonuses of the synergy compensation plan kick in where you can start earning on your strong leg once your weak leg volume hits 6,000 CV or more. So it's like you're just shooting yourself in the foot when you try and convert people who don't want to be in the business or who are not going to be dedicated to the business. Just let them be happy product users. You're doing them a service. You're helping them get the products at the same wholesale price that they would get them as distributors. And you're not putting pressure on them to do the business. And you're not feeling resentment when they don't do the business, because all they want to do is be happy product users. Let them be that. Every business that's successful must have customers, and you need to understand that your synergy business, to be successful, must have customers, and customers will be happy to buy the product every month because they're buying the products because the products help them. So they're happy to exchange, give synergy money for the products that benefit them, and then the CV value of the products that they order from Synergy is going on your tracking center one to allow you to earn a 25% commission. So this first 10 of the 10-10 club is extremely important because it also is important that when you go to the second 10 of the 10-10 club, you want the people that you personally sponsor begin to build their customer base. Now, the second 10 of the 10-10 club is 10 committed business builders to help begin to create residual income. So the goal is to get 10 committed, personally sponsored business builders. Now, that word committed is there for a reason. If you just depend upon 10 personally sponsored distributors, you might be disappointed because the reality is some people go to work and some people don't. Some people initially go to work and then lose interest, or life happens, where family situations occur or work situations occur that doesn't allow them to put the time that they had hoped to into their synergy business. So you want to continue to work towards 10 committed, personally sponsored business builders. And then as you're finding them, you want to begin to strategically place them on your left and right hand sides. Now, I'm just going to show you an ideal situation. Understand that life's not ideal. If it was ideal, we wouldn't be suffering through COVID-19. We wouldn't be suffering through almost 2 months of shutdown here in America and what it's impacted the economy. But here, I'm going to show you what it looks like from an ideal standpoint to show you the potential of what a business plan properly implemented over time can do for you. So as you bring your business builders and you place them on your left and your right hand sides, I want you to understand the potential of every business builder if you teach them the 10-10 club and you especially help them get their 10 monthly customer orders to help them create the cash flow so that they can continue to operate their synergy business. Now, the way that Synergy works their compensation plan is that when you place if you sponsor someone, you're placing them either in your left-hand leg or your right-hand leg. So they're underneath you. And whatever happens on their tracking center one creates CV volume, what's called organizational volume. And when they bring in other distributors, and those distributors create volume and customers, all that volume is underneath you, and it's what we call organizational volume. Now, I just want to show you what the organizational volume is for each business builder that you help with their marketing strategy so that they can get their 10 customer orders on a monthly basis. The way Synergy works this aspect of the CV that is used to create commissions is you take the 150 CV. Again, we're using the example that you have 10 monthly orders and the average order is 150. You subtract out the threshold here in the United States of 150. That leaves you with 1,350 CV. You divide that by 2 because the way it works is Synergy, 25% of that volume is paid to you as an elite rebate. 25% of the volume Synergy keeps for them for operational expenses, and then they take half of it, 650 CV. They add back in the 150 CV threshold. So if I had an individual that I personally sponsored and they had 10 monthly orders that averaged 150 CV, they would represent 825 CV of volume on their tracking center one. Now, if I've got 5 business builders on my weak leg doing that, that would represent just slightly over 4,000 CV for the month. And I typically use 7% for basic commission. It's never been less than 7%. It's usually higher than 7%. Never really seen it greater than 8%. So I just use 7% to make math easy. And if I take that 4,125 CV and multiply it by 7%, I earned $288.75 in basic commission. That's residual income. Is that residual income that leaves the financial freedom? No, but it is the start, and I'll show you why. Now, if I'm earning almost $300 in basic commissions and my elite rebates are earning me slightly over $300, I've now got over $600 in cash flow to run my synergy business each month. So 600 times 12 should come out to, I think, 7,200 if my math in my head is correct. So now I've gone from a business of being about $4,000 a year to over $7,000 a year, and this is a part-time business. Well, let's show you what happens when you begin to teach this 10-10 club as the business strategy for building your synergy business down through your organization for those people that you've personally sponsored. Well, what is the 5 people that are on your weak leg trying to do then? They're not only trying to find their 10 monthly customer orders, but they're also looking to find their 10 committed business builders. Now, the interesting thing is, if you've got 5 on your weak leg and they bring in people, everyone that they bring in, whether it be on their left side or their right side, their weak leg or their strong leg, they're on your left-hand side. So every personally sponsored distributor on my left-hand side that brings other people into the synergy business, it doesn't matter whether they're on their left or right, everyone is still on my left-hand side. So if you've got 5 people who become 10 people, not necessarily people that you've personally sponsored, but 10 business builders, what does that do in terms of continuing to increase your CV value or volume, your organizational volume on your weak leg? You can see how 5 goes to 10, that 4,000 CV goes to 8,000 CV. You're now a team leader. Your basic commission has now gone up to over almost $600, almost $7,000 in residual income for the year. And as a team leader, you're also starting to earn residual income called leadership bonus on your strong side volume. And if those 10 continue to duplicate, where 10 becomes 20, you've got 20 committed business builders because they're implementing the 10-10 club system down through their organization because they see the value of creating cash flow to operate their synergy business and teaching that value to the people that they bring into the synergy business, who are then working to create their 10 committed monthly orders through customers so that they can create their cash flow for their synergy business. You can see how this begins to increase the residual or the organizational volume in your weak leg, where now you've got over 16,000 CV, which is creating over about 1,100 in basic commission. And this is now about a $14,000 residual income stream, plus the elite rebates that you're creating for your business. So you're now up close to let's see, that would be around a $17,000 or $18,000 business for the year. You're also at the team manager level. So you can see how this process not only helps to increase the volume on your weak leg to help you to earn greater basic commission, which then gives you greater yearly residual income, but it also helps you with rank advancement. And we were on the Tuesday, and if you're not plugging in on Tuesdays to the Synergy Corporate Zoom meeting, they're fantastic. I started on Thursday of the last Thursday of April. Take that back. The last Thursday of March, since we're in April, are we? No, we're in May. Okay, so the last Thursday of April, and then on Tuesdays, one for the first one of May, they're planning to do Zoom meetings with team leaders and above. If you want to have input into the direction of where Synergy is going and how they can be even more responsive to what's happening out in the distributor base, being at the team leader, or being at, the team director level, if you're at a team director level or above, they want to be in direct communication with you on a monthly basis to hear from you and how they can continue to work to make the synergy opportunity better and better so they can dramatically grow our presence in the United States. That's the kind of commitment that they've made with the new leadership that's part of Synergy Worldwide. Now, again, you can see how this goes up. Now, that's just one component. But what is the real heart of the Synergy Compensation Plan? The part of the Synergy Compensation Plan that can put significant residual income into people's pockets, it's called the Mega Match. The Mega Match is a dollar-for-dollar match on the basic commission of everyone that you have personally sponsored, as well as your qualified on your Tracking Center 1. Well, if you've got 10 monthly orders on your Tracking Center 1, you'll always be qualified. So that's never an issue. And the nice thing about Mega Matches is you earn a Mega Match on the basic commission of everyone that you have personally sponsored, whether they're on your weak leg or your strong leg, whether they're on your left side or your right side, whether they're one generation from you or they're 1,000 generations or more away from you. It doesn't matter where they're at in your Synergy organization. If you've sponsored them, they earn a basic commission, and you're qualified on your Tracking Center 1, you earn a dollar-for-dollar match on their basic commission. So if I've got 10 personally sponsored distributors, no matter where they're at in my organization, and I've worked with them so that they've got their 10 monthly orders, and they're teaching people underneath them to do the same thing, where they're each earning $288.75 in basic commission. Well, if I've got 10 people who are earning $288.75 in basic commission, my Mega Match is $2,887.50. Times 12, that's now almost a $35,000 residual income. And if I can help them grow their Synergy business by helping them with their sponsoring and placement techniques and teaching them to replicate the 10-10 Club down through their Synergy organization, where their basic commission now becomes $577.50 times 10, that's almost $69,000, a little bit more than $69,000 in residual income. You'll notice I have 2 asterisks on that. I'll come to it. But you can see by that table that as I can help my 10 personally sponsored distributors continue to apply the 10-10 Club, where they've built their 10 customer orders on a monthly basis, and they've been able to attract 10 committed business builders, and teaching those 10 committed business builders to get their 10 monthly customer orders and begin to get their 10 committed business builders, you can see how the basic commission continues to increase for every one of those that I've personally sponsored. And having 10 of them, you just continue to multiply that. You can see how that can become significant residual income. In fact, residual income that is what I call financial independence. Even at this level, the second line where you've got the 2 asterisks, can become financial independence. What do I mean by financial independence? Is that you're able to be in a position to make decisions about what you want to do with your life, not about what the boss tells you they want you to do with your life. So when you do a Google search, and again, this is the average income for 2018. I don't know what the average income was for 2019, but the average income in May was almost $62,000, and in June it was slightly over $62,000. So let's just call the average of that $62,000. The average medium household, that's household income, is $62,000. If I'm at $69,000 in mega matches, plus I've got potentially another $7,000 in residual income, plus I've got another $4,000 coming in from, I'm sorry, another, go back up, yeah, $4,000 coming in from elite rebates. You can see that I'm in a position where I can say, hey, I don't want to keep doing this job anymore. I want to do my synergy business full time and see where I can take this and have fun doing it, and not have someone tell me that I got to show up to work on a Saturday morning when I would rather spend Saturday morning with my kids or my wife, or doing something with my significant others, or doing something with my church, or going on some type of mission, or whatever it might be. You are in control of being able to make decisions about how you want to run your life, as opposed to having someone telling you how you're going to run your life, because you're dependent upon the paycheck that you get from that individual. So I've been on both sides of the equation as having owned my own businesses, employing over 70 people on a monthly basis, or being employed by someone. And I can tell you that having employed over 70 people, that's a certain amount of stress, because I got to make sure that I can run that business so that it can create profit and income so that I can keep my employees paid. They're dependent upon me and I'm dependent upon them. There's a level of stress there that's different than the other side of the equation, where I've been employed by people who pay me to do a job. Well, now I don't have to worry about any of that. I work out of my house. My level of income from Synergy Worldwide allows me the opportunity to run my Synergy business out of my home. I don't work for anyone other than myself. Got to apply self-discipline. You've got to market. You've got to apply the things that we try and teach you here on the Saturday morning presentations, and what we put into the website, Our Synergy Family, to give you marketing strategies to be able to help you begin to develop your funnel, your marketing strategy, to begin to create attraction and awareness, to help with videos that can provide that consideration piece that people can see, yes, definite need for this Synergy product to help me with the issue that I'm dealing with. And you can begin to grow your customer base. And for those people that want to join you in the business, you can help give them the tools and resources that they need to be successful. Again, they have to implement them. You cannot do the work for them. But like anything, you show them the way, you help them. They've got to have the desire to do what needs to be done. And if they do that, we come to this question. Is it worth learning how to correctly implement your Synergy funnel and using the 10-10 Club to create both cash flow for your customers or from your customers and residual income from your business builders to achieve financial independence over the next 2 to 4 years? Now, I leave that as a question to you, because when the mind gets a question, it demands an answer, and only you can answer that question. Well, with that said, do I have anyone that has any questions for me on today and anything that I've made with regards to the presentation? You'll have to unmute yourself. I'm not going to go in and unmute everyone because there'll be too much background noise. But if you have a question or a comment, please unmute yourself and we'll take the remaining time to answer any questions.
Hey, Dan, it's Judy.
Hello, Judy.
Hi.
My faithful person who unmutes themselves.
I know. It's so fun. I tell you, I really appreciate you talking about um, network marketing and really all business not being an overnight success. And, network marketing gets a bad rap because of the people who say all you need to do is ABC in your first 2 weeks of business and you're going to make $100,000 this year. And the truth of the matter is it's a business, it is work. And if it's going to take, a couple of years to do it, a couple of years from now, if you look back, that time went really quickly. So, investing our time and our energy in a worthwhile cause, especially synergy, where it's not only making an income, but it's helping other people live their best lives. It's a great combination. So, thank you for pointing that out and being consistent.
I appreciate what you had to say, Judy, and I just want to tag on to that. When you're saying, the amount of time, the years that would take, I think of all the people that go to college. They go to a 4-year university or a 4-year college, or they go to, local community college for 2 years, and then they go on to the university for another 2 years. And all the money that they spend to get a job that's going to pay them somewhere between $30,000 to $60,000 a year. Some of them might be lucky to get paid more than $60,000 a year, but the vast majority of them are going to end up in jobs that put them into the category of somewhere between $30,000 to $60,000 for the year. Well, if I had spent that 2 to 4 years building my synergy business effectively, with marketing strategies that we know that work if you just deploy them, and building my client base and showing people that how, if you build your client base and you've got residual income, then you've got a story that you can share with people who are interested in their own home-based business and have a passion for helping people improve their health. You can then show them, hey, this is a viable business. Here's what my cash flow is just from my customers. I can show you how to implement successful marketing strategies to build your cash flow so that you can do this on a part-time basis. And if you do that over a 2 to 4 year period and you can get to the same outcome without the debt that you acquired and doing it in an area that you're really passionate about, helping other people improve their health, it becomes an attractive alternative for people. But just like in school, you've got to discipline yourself to go to class, to do the study, to write the reports, to take the tests. If you want to get passing grades, then you got to do the study. You do the things that are necessary to be successful. It's the same thing in this business here. You've got to do the things that are necessary to be successful. So I appreciate what you had to say. Anyone else with any questions or comments before we say goodbye?
Yeah, Dan, this is Bob. Can you hear me?
I can. Thank you for your comment.
Oh, absolutely. As you were doing this presentation, I was sitting here watching and listening to what you had to say. And this one thing that just kept going through my mind again and again is how consistently you've been through the years. This didn't just happen. And you commented on that earlier. This doesn't just happen. You have worked at this. You've treated your business as a business. You've patiently moved forward, created the things that you needed to create in order to grow your business. We're in that position where we can take advantage of the things you've already done. But you have very consistently moved forward and built your business. A little slow, strong foundation, and it's awesome. It's the right way to build a network marketing business. It's customer acquisition business builders. It's really smart. I wish that Synergy Worldwide would have had this kind of information for us 10 years ago when we started our businesses. I think a lot of us would have had a little bit better foundation to begin our Synergy businesses. But for today, we can use all that you've done here, and of course all your videos, which we do, in an effort to build our own businesses up, Dan. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Appreciate you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you for your kind comments. And I just want to talk about this here. I came out of a brick and mortar building or business. So I understand customer acquisition, because without customer acquisition, I couldn't pay those 70 plus employees. I couldn't pay my rent. I couldn't pay my electric bill. I mean, I don't want to get into details, but I'll just leave you with this. My monthly rent of the buildings that we owned for businesses was over $30,000 a month. Just in one facility was over $30,000 a month. You know, payroll was over $20,000. So, you know, you've been in business, you know what it is like to be able to have to create the cash flow. Well, cash is king to any business. And I see customers, especially through the elite rebate, as the central core to every successful synergy business. And my goal is, and the reason why I bring this up is, you know, you could be happy with just 10 monthly customer orders. But hey, if this is a business, you can scale that. You can scale that to whatever number you want. So my goal is I want $2,500 a month just from elite rebates. That means that my CV volume on my tracking center 1 needs to be 10,150 CV. Now we're into May, and I'm consistently now up over 6,000 CV volume on my tracking center 1. I sometimes hit 7,000. So my goal for this year is to continue to work in my marketing strategies to be able to continue to increase my customer base so that I've got over 10,000 CV of volume on my tracking center 1, so that by the end of the year and going into next year, it's earning me over $30,000 just in elite rebates. Now, for many people in America, that is like what they get paid full time, unfortunately. But that's only one component in the synergy compensation plan. And if I've got distributors underneath me who see the value and the wisdom of customers to helping them create cash flow to the level that they want, the cash flow that they want on their part-time efforts, what does that do? That creates greater organizational volume underneath me. And if they're on my weak leg, that helps me to earn a bigger basic commission. And because my weak leg is greater than 6,000, it helps me to earn on my strong leg through leadership bonuses. And if they're applying this method down to teaching their people that they bring in the synergy worldwide to use this method that you talked about, that you wished you had when you first came into synergy, well, you can do that with everyone that you currently bring into synergy worldwide as new distributors, for everyone that's on this call. And what does that do? That helps the people that I bring in as distributors, you bring in as distributors, be more successful, build this program, their business around this 10-10 club, and they're now earning bigger basic commissions, which means that your mega matches are increasing. And the more distributors that you've personally sponsored whose basic commissions are going up, your total mega matches are going up. And that is the real key to what I call financial independence. That's significant residual income that you can create through the mega matches. So I appreciate what you had to say. Anyone else before we say goodbye? All right. Well, I want to thank you for your time today. We'll be back next week. I think it's Judy's turn. She's going to show us some things that she's doing on LinkedIn to be able to create awareness and attract people to her. Have a great weekend, everyone.